Hey everybody, this is a quick video on how to make your own A-frame. If you don't know what an A-frame is, definitely do a Google search for A-frame permaculture. You'll probably find some articles about it. Basically, real quick, it makes your own level out of really easy to put together materials. You don't need a lot of tools to do this. I did this with 3 nails and some string and some wood. So just real quick, I'll go over how I made it and how to calibrate it. I used 2 equal length branches here, and most of the time you'll see it with straight branches. I didn't really have many straight branches available, so I used these curved ones. It works just as well. It actually kind of looks cool. I like the way it looks. And then I use 1 long cross beam too that goes across the entire A-frame. So at the top here, I put a nail in the top, just 1. Probably 2 would have been better to keep it from kind of turning and spinning on itself. But I used 1, and I also nailed in the string that comes down, and it holds a rock at the bottom. And the rock's going to be important for keeping the string steady-ish, you can see. And then there's a cross beam that goes across to both sides, and that holds it into place really well, and also allows you to read the A-frame. So just to let you know how it works here, when you are taking measurements to get your level points, the rock is going to indicate, and it's going to, when you're perfectly level, it's going to show up right in that green line there. Yeah, so that's kind of close. But anyway, to calibrate it, this is really important, guys, so don't mess this part up. To calibrate it, if you have a perfectly level surface, that's actually pretty rare to find a surface that's perfectly level, just that happens to be right on contour. All you have to do is put each leg on the level surface, and let's pull it back here, and mark where it hits, where the string hits that cross beam, and then that's your level point. So that's a really simple way to do it. But if you don't have a level surface, or you don't know if it's level, what you do is you make a mark like I did. You see there's a green line in the center, and you have 2 lines to the side of it. So basically what I did was I marked one of the lines when the string is here, and that's where the string ends up. And then I have to spin around the A-frame 180 degrees. And you'll see that the string is hitting the same line on the alternate side. And so basically there's 2 lines that I've now made, and all you have to do is measure that and draw a line right in the middle. That's the green line, and then that's the average of the 2 lines. So each one of those is an offset off of contour, maybe like +1 and -1, and then that green line is right at 0. So that's what you're aiming for when you're taking the measurements on the A-frame, the green line, the one in the middle. And if you mess that up, unfortunately, you're going to have a very off-contour swale or hugelkultur or contour points. And that's going to have some really bad repercussions. So you don't want to do that. And one more thing to note here is when you do it like this, when you have those 2 lines and then you take the one in the center and that's your contour point, you have to make sure when you're taking your measurements, this is also really important. When you go from one measurement to another, I really should be outside doing this. It's cold. When you're done taking your contour points, you have to spin around and pivot and make sure that your other leg stays on the ground. Mine didn't, but and then you pivot it. If you just shift and pick up the whole A-frame and move it, you're going to be adding that +1 offset each time you do it. So you're going to have a sloped swale or a sloped hugelkultur or sloped contour points. You don't want that. So you have to make sure you pivot, and that makes sure it +1 offsets, then -1 offset, +1 offsets and -1. So that way, even though your swale isn't going to be perfectly level from point to point, every other point it's going to reach a contour line. So, and that's fine. That will work really well. So I hope you enjoyed this video. Definitely remember those important points. Go out there and make some swales. Bye-bye.